What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday, y'all. We made it to hump day. Yes. And I'm excited about it. I'm so excited about it. Today's conversation is so phenomenal that we had to bring 4 extra people on. That's how great this conversation is going to be. I'm excited about it. We're talking about man to man, real talk. It's a real conversation, real talk with heart. That's how deep it is. We have 4 phenomenal gentlemen on this evening. We have James Isaac Robertson, we have Dr. Terrez Thomas, Mr. Sean Bostic, and none other than Quen Sandle. Yeah, I'm excited about this conversation. I'm so excited. Do me a favor, come on in the room, share this video, heart this video, let somebody know we having this conversation today because it's real, and it's from the heart, from real men talking real from the heart. Y'all, let's have this conversation. Bring them on, producer Mikey. Get them on this screen right now, because I have nothing else to say. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
All right.
I'm learning, just really quick, that multitasking is not a gift that God's given me, because I'm trying to share this thing right now as I'm talking, and that's why I couldn't think of nothing else to say, because I'm trying to focus on sharing. It's crazy. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Doing well.
Well, doing great.
Let's see how this thing gonna go. Like with 5 of us trying to talk at the same time. Let's see if this works. Let's see if how it's going. So, yes. So, Mr. James Robertson,
Yes,
tell us who you are. Like, who are you? Where you from? What do you do?
all right. I'm James Isaac Robertson, and I use both names because my family calls me Isaac. My people that know close to me calls me James, and I got a nickname called J Rob in the frat and all the other football world where I used to coach and play football. But I graduated from Kentucky State University. Uh, Went there, played football, ran track. Originally from Cincinnati.
Mm.
Yep. Go Reds, Bengals, Who Dey. Also, I'm an English language learner family coordinator at the moment at Withrow University High School. I'm also a college career coach there, and as well coach girls soccer. I'm an academic quiz team coach. We just won the CMAC championship this past year. So got a little nerd in me too. I don't think I have any comments in the back on the other wall. But also, what else do I do? I'm the district-wide Speak Up, Speak Out peer leadership collaborative leader. And with that program, we do go throughout. We speak on injustice throughout the district, and we do a lot of community service. And I'm also a Mentor advisor there as well. So I have a lot of hats, and also I'm a member of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. I'm the vice president of the chapter here in Cincinnati, and I-Phi. Yep.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna save my comments to the end. Yes, I'm gonna save my comments to the end.
I said a lot, so I don't know.
You did. No. So, Dr. Thomas, tell us about you. Who? Because I'm keep going to say Dr. Thomas. So we'll go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Terrez Thomas. I'm a educator by profession. Elementary principal, now high school principal. I'm a father of 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 girls. They keep us busy with all their sporting activities. I'm married to an attorney in the city. I'm just happy to be in this space. I also teach at Xavier as well, so I'm just happy to be in this space.
Oh, okay, got you. See, okay, that's a note. That's a note, and this is an insider, so they know. But anyway, Quen, tell us who you are.
I got it. I'm gonna keep the baton rolling. So I don't know. I might be the only one on here that's not originally from Cincinnati. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I moved here with my wife and 3 kids. I am supervisor of logistics and patient transport at Tri-Health Hospital, Bethesda North location. And I am the treasurer for Iota Phi Theta Gamma Xi Omega here in Cincinnati. And like I said, I'm not going to keep going. I'll just be
okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. No. We got you.
Brief synopsis.
Nah. Mr. Sean.
I am Sean Bostic. I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator with Hamilton County Developmental Disability Services, working with families who have children with developmental disabilities. I am a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, 06. I head the mobile food drive, and I'm a father of 3. I've been married for almost 15 years. My wife, she works at UC Health as a research coordinator. And my life is pretty much centered on being a husband and being a father and working within the community at large. So
I love it. I love it.
It's all love.
I love it. I love it. I asked that on this platform if we can refrain from throwing up gang signs. That would be. I'm just saying.
I had to show love to Quen.
No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. I'm being goofy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stop if I upset some people for real. So I'm just joking. I'm joking. No, so guys, we wanted to bring the men together, some men together. We are celebrating this month Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all those, because I'm pretty sure everybody on here just said father, right? So happy Father's Day to you guys. We celebrate you this month. So we just wanted to bring some guys together and have some quality conversation. And we just gonna jump on in. So I'm gonna ask the first question. Dr. Thomas, I'm just gonna randomly call some names. So I'm gonna ask you this question. So have you ever been told to man up or hide your emotions? How did that shape you? So in your life, so I'm assuming growing up, were you told to man up? Have you ever been told to man up? And how did that shape you?
Yeah, I haven't directly been told to man up, but I think that I've learned that concept just through the culture, whether it's through playing sports or in TV or just my interactions with other people. And so I've learned in terms of what a stereotypical man should be in control of emotions, never show weakness and stuff like that. So I've definitely learned that through the culture. And in terms of how that shaped me, I am one that's pretty level ground. I am not one that is emotional now, outwardly emotional, although inwardly, yeah, but not outwardly emotional. So I think it definitely has shaped me from my youth all the way up to today.
I love that. So Quen, what about you? Same question. Like, have you ever been told to man up? I mean, like, much like Dr. Thomas said, we've heard that concept. We've, in our culture, like, that's kind of a thing, which is nice.
Yeah, so I think I have to piggyback off of what he said. I'm the oldest of 3, so it was kind of established in me early, so they didn't have to tell me that because that was the expectation. But to the point where I've actually told myself that. So I could be in the gym and I'm trying to bang out that last set and I'd be like, hey, man up, get through it, kind of my life motto, like pick yourself up by the bootstraps. So like you said, it's ingrained in our culture. So I haven't been told, by anybody else, but I think that's because I already coach myself and walk, kind of with a manly persona, so say. So, but I mean, I can see a lot of, people being told, hey man, quit crying, man up, get over it, suck it up, so I won't act like, that's not a connotation, that we use. But like I said, unknowingly, I've used it myself just to motivate myself.
So that's a good, that's not one of the questions. So I'm going to throw that out there, though. So anybody can answer this. But what does that look like? Because we say man up, but in your head, your opinion, your thought, what does that mean? Man up.
Originally, when I was younger, I would say not complaining, not crying about it. But now that I'm older, I say manning up is walking in your emotion and allowing yourself to be emotional, but not letting that be a crutch. So when I say that, yeah, you could be emotional, but you do still have to push through. Crying is not going to solve the problem, but after you cry, think about, hey, what do I need to do in order to push through this barrier? So, earlier, like I said, when I was younger, I felt like, oh man, if I whine, that make me, less manly, or if I tell people I'm going through a hard time. But now I could tell you, like, yeah, I'm going through a hard time, but when I tell you, hey, I got it, I mean it. I'm not going to tell you I got it if I don't. So I think that's the difference in manning up for me, being able to acknowledge, yeah, I do have an obstacle. It's not easy, but the way I'm built, I'm going to figure it out. And if I need your help to figure it out, I don't have a problem ask you, hey, you got any suggestions, or maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. So I think that's manning up for me now in my eyes, just being more acceptable of getting help.
I love it. I love it. I saw James, you had your hand up, so you want to jump in?
Yeah. So well, growing up, just like everybody said, manning up, specifically not told, but I had an older brother, and he was always bigger than me growing up. So he pretty much, so-called bullied me. We didn't call it bullying then. It was just picking with me, So, but him being bigger, he always messed with me, did different things, and then he didn't want me to be a crybaby. Don't tell mom. As he's punching on me, don't tell mom, things like that. So, but then as growing up, and then I had a particular instance where it was a therapist that told me to man up. And I was going through my divorce, and it was rough for me because I wasn't seeing my kids for the first time. And somebody recommended this therapist to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I feel like I need to, because I was very emotional, getting a little depressed. But then the first session with this guy, I can't remember his name. I wish I could look him up. I'm gonna write him a bad review. But he was yeah. So I was telling him, like, hey, about I'm not seeing my kids for the first time, and I started tearing up. And then this is in therapy, and then he said, James, stop crying, man up. And I'm like, hold on, I'm trying to relay, my feelings to you. So I instantly stopped crying, but I was a little bit perturbed because I'm like, oh, this is my first time in therapy, like a one-on-one during this situation. And I'm like, okay, man up. So we talked, and I didn't feel open anymore to conversate with him. And then during that time, it shaped me like, well, I couldn't, have decent emotions for myself. Okay, I got to man up, but I'm like, but I'm sad, I'm hurt, but when he told me that, and I think he asked me, I said, hey, should I come back? And he's like, well, it's up to you. And I was like, so I didn't go back. So I didn't feel comfortable. Then I did choose another therapist after that. So, but it did shape me during that time because it helped me hide my emotions more, and then and I just went within myself. And just like, guys, we always, take things on the chin first, and then, like, what's wrong? It's like, I'm okay. But then during that time, I really did get to myself. Yeah. So it shaped me during that period of time. And it was probably my late 20s. I'm 43 now. So, yeah.
Well, that just demonstrates that within our community as African-American men specifically, how that machismo supersedes even the professional realm. Right. Because the way that therapist handled that was completely unprofessional and judgmental when you were in a vulnerable space. And that's why it's something that even in that realm, you were told to man up. That's the time when you should just be vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's the time to just let it all out without judgment from anyone. And that just shows, like, was there another brother?
Yeah, it was another brother. Yeah.
See how that toxic masculinity within our community kind of supersedes everything, even in the church world and in professional world. You got to always have on this hard exterior, and it's not real. It's not real.
I love that. And I agree. That last comment. I think because she said she loves seeing vulnerable and sharing. Right there is the thing. Like, I mean, as Black men, we're not really taught to share. We're not really taught to express our feelings, thoughts, and emotions. So we hide them, we suppress them, and that outwardly shows in different ways too. Like, really, like in our professional life, our relationships, that comes out in a whole different different ways when we're not expressive. So it is amazing to see some brothers who are openly able to express themselves. That's powerful. I do. So I'm going to ask this next question because it goes into that. So I hear James talking about your mental health, but how do you take care of your mental health today? And how has that changed over time? So you kind of shared that, James.
Okay. Yeah. To this day now, I usually do a lot of rest. I take a lot of naps, and that helps me to re-energize. I can't even say the word right, but it's like I feel like I'm an old computer sometimes. He gotta like shut the computer down, wait 15 minutes to let it boot back up.
Reboot it.
Yeah. So that's the way I am. And then meditation, reading the word, and then a lot of times my mental health, if I have like my circle, like my brother Quen here, if I have different things I have to bounce back with the fraternity, I give him a call. And I have these certain brothers and friends and family, like my mom, she's one of my spiritual leaders. So I reach out to the people that I know who are who's there to like, okay, who can help me in different aspects. I might not talk to my mom about my relationships because my mom might be judgmental, like, oh, I don't like this girl,
Yeah.
or things like that. But there's things that I'm able to do. I figure out the people who I can talk to, and then my mental health is, resting, taking care of my body, knowing when like this week I was dealing with a cough, like this weekend, didn't go hang out, say I'm gonna need to take this Saturday at home, rest up and get some rest. So that's a big thing for me.
I love it. Now, Dr. Thomas, I'm gonna come back to that because that's a long comment.
I was trying to read it too.
Yeah, no, it's like but Dr. Thomas, I know you over these schools, you got your family. I'm sure you got some form of personal life, your relationship with your wife, because I did just see some pictures of you like on some boat somewhere, like so you just came back from vacation. So I'm sure you're doing some, but how are you taking care of your mental health?
Yeah, that's something I've grown with over the years. I would say now I do a much better job of making sure, just like what he was saying, of prioritizing those things that are important. So, for example, every morning I wake up, there's two things I'm going to always do. I'm going to always have my time of prayer and devotion. I'm going to always exercise. And that's new for me within the last 2 years because I would just try to rush and get things done. And so those are things that I'm learning as I take care of my physical being and my spiritual being. It helps my mental being. So those are things. And also just like what you mentioned, taking time to pause. So yes, we have 5 kids, but me and my wife going to still get out and just have fun. So we started this last year, just getting away for a week. Got some parents in the city. You can watch the grandkids. So, so we're doing little things like that. And then as it's been shared already, I do have a close group of friends. We meet together on Saturdays. I'm a group of brothers and we just share, talk, whatever's going on. We read the word and we just talk about issues of life. So those are all things that contribute to help me to run this race of life.
I love it. I love it. Quen, what about you? How are you taking care of your mental health today?
I'm leaning into the power of no.
That's powerful.
So as men, we are naturally providers, so we tend to be people pleasers. So I always find myself putting myself last. I gotta work. I gotta get this project done. I gotta take the boys to football practice. I gotta make sure my daughter got this. I got to make sure my wife is taken care of, which is all things I should be doing. But I'll go to the store and I'll be like, man, I really want those dress shoes. And I'll be like, nah, I'll just go ahead and leave them. So, always finding reasons why I can't do for myself, but I always find every excuse to break my back and do for others. So now I'm, learning to go, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get those dress shoes. Or I'm sorry, I can't make your birthday party because I have to go to Columbus. Then I gotta go do this meeting. I gotta do I'm trying to put everything so that I can please everybody, but sometimes that could be draining. So now I'm learning how to say no and not feel guilty, because anybody that knows me knows that if I'm telling you no, it's for a reason. So my no is setting boundaries. I can't overdo myself, you know, when I want to be there, but it's just like, hey, if I could be there, I'm gonna be there. But if I can't be there, I just gotta learn how to say no and not, come up with excuses. It's like, hey, I just can't do it. And as my real friends is just gonna understand that and they're gonna support that and they're not gonna judge me for that. Because it's plenty of people that couldn't make it to my events, and that's fine. I understand because we all are busy. Life is not easy. And it don't stop. It's 24/7. So it's like, hey, I know you're handling your business, and I might say, hey, as a matter of fact, after the event, if you need me to call you, if you need some help, let me know, because I know things can get overwhelming. So I've learned that recently. That's how I'm protecting my mental health. Is sometimes you just gotta say no.
I love that.
As bold as it might sound, I gotta say no sometimes. So
no, that's it. Like Charisma just said, the power of no. There's power in that now.
It's changed my life. I am a whole lot less stressed because I started saying no and, stop stretching myself thin, burning the candle on both ends. I'm famous for that.
Then you be depleted and ain't got nothing left.
You can't pour in the others if your cup is empty. So that's how I got to say no. But when I can say yes, I'm coming through. I'm supporting 100%.
I love it. I love it. Sean, what it looks like for you, what you doing to take care of your mental health today?
I do a lot of praying. I think the power of prayer, to echo what Dr. Thomas said, is really important for me. And just a lot of internal self-positive talk. I usually say I am with everything. I am wonderful. So if I'm feeling bad, I say I am great. I'm feeling sad, I am happy. Not saying that I'm not allowing the sadness to take place, but just I know that this is temporary, that happiness is right around the corner. So just a lot of positive affirmations internally. I also like to listen to positive music too, because I look at music as like food. So like if you're eating a lot of bad food, you're not going to feel so well. Well, that's how music is for me. If I'm listening to a lot of negative music, well, that impacts you as well. So I listen to a lot of positive music and spiritual music that's going to uplift me. And, I just, it's all internal, really. And, the external piece is talking to God, just really highlighting God and just knowing I can be vulnerable with God without any judgment, and God is going to see it through. So that's how I cope. And to piggyback on what Quen said, when it comes to your yes and your no, I tell people all the time, if you can respect my yes, you can definitely respect my no.
Yes, sir.
No, that's good. That's good stuff. Real quick comment, my brothers. I was going to see a therapist, but I have found out when Black men get together and talk about things openly like you guys, this is the new therapy, and it's free because I had to fire the white guy. Okay, maybe I shouldn't, but that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
He's the same thing I was on. Fire that guy.
He fired that guy. He fired that guy. No. I'm not gonna lie. I just started. I work in the mental health field as well. Well, not as well. I work in the mental health field. And I just got a therapist. I'm in my second week. So kudos to myself. Shout out. My therapist is phenomenal. And I work in the field, but I didn't feel like I needed it. And I'm telling you, just these last 2 weeks, it has me like really doing some inner like soul searching type things in 2 weeks. And I'm not saying that's how good she is. That's just how good the power of the tool is if you allow it to work for you. Because it's actually working. I had to apologize, and she's on here now, so I'm gonna say it openly. Had to apologize to Charisma earlier. I'm like, oh my God, I hear myself talking now, and I'm really like snapping. So I apologize, and I wasn't even talking to her. I was talking to her about somebody else, but I ended up I was like, oh, I caught myself. I apologize. So like in 2 weeks, guys, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, if I can jump in here as well, I think to answer that, to comment on that comment, I would say both are needed, depending on the season of life you're in. I have my group that I share with, and we talk and we're vulnerable. But depending on what you're going through and your season, I found it to be beneficial to have both. I remember right after the pandemic and trying to lead a school, there were just certain things that my group of friends did not understand and could not help me to process. And so I had a therapist, and my therapist actually didn't look nothing like me. It was a older white woman, but she was good at her craft. She helped me to really process some of the thought patterns and help me to relate that back. So I think both are needed depending on what space of life you're in.
I definitely agree with that. Like,
I agree
I
with
mean, to me, I feel like there's no perfect formula for this. Like, because again, we're five different guys on here. What works for one is not going to work for the other. I feel like you have to find what works for you, but you have to try. It's trial and error.
Right.
Because again, like trying some things, like again, I'm listening to all you guys. That music thing is definitely a thing, and I noticed that recently. Like,
Yeah.
because my playlist is very eclectic, and it can go from one side to a whole different spectrum, and I see my mood shift just that fast, though. Like that's powerful, but we don't notice like how powerful that thing is, and you have to control it because you do have the control of it. It's just as simple as skipping that song, moving on to the next. But that's real. That's real. Guys, I do want to ask another question, and then two, I normally ask at the end. So if you can put on your mind, I'm gonna ask you guys to drop a gem. So like some like motivational type thing to get us from today to next week. Something we can chew on. So, but the question is, what helped you the most in breaking generational patterns? Sean, you smiled the hardest, so I'm
Well, just watching and observing, like, you know what, I don't want my life to be like that. You know, seeing your forefathers and what they've done in the past and just how they conducted themselves. It's like, okay, well, that wasn't beneficial for them, so I'm not going to model myself after that. So it definitely won't be beneficial for me. And it's okay, because I think sometimes we get comfortable with how we were raised or what we've noticed from our parents and from our relatives that are a little older than us, and we see like, okay, you know, do I supposed to model myself after this? And then you have to really challenge yourself and say, you know what, I'm not, because that wasn't beneficial for them, and it's definitely not going to be beneficial for me. And so I had to really change some things. And when I talk to my son, I allow my son to be vulnerable. I allow him to cry when he's upset. I even allow him to challenge me. If I give him something to do and he feels like it's not, like, why should I do this? I will explain it to him rather than saying like, just do it, because he's worthy of that understanding of why I'm giving him this instruction. You know, he's not a dog, he's not an animal. So let me give him this reasoning of why I'm doing what he needs to do. I'm asking of him.
Sean, so but at what point in life did you pick this like concept up? Like, I mean, did you come out like when you got out of the house, or like your first year in college? At what point in life did you figure like your mindset, I'm not gonna be like my forefathers, because that's the words.
I noticed in my teenage years, like,
Oh, okay. So you notice younger.
do this, like, certain, and I love my father, you know, may he rest in peace. But there's some things that my father did, and I just like, yeah, I can't model myself after that. Some other things I can, you know. I love that he was phenomenal. He was a smart man. He was a therapist. You know, he was a great guy. But there's some things about him I was just like, and I can't do that. So I have to break that now so that my son doesn't see that behavior from me.
I love it. I love it. What about you, James? Like, when did you what helped you most with breaking generational curse? I almost said curses. See, I'm going to church.
Generational patterns,
patterns.
But no, I guess when I have kids of my own, you know, I had kids in college when I was playing sports. So from then, it was like I wanted to give my son. I had twins first, my boy and a girl, and I have a younger daughter. But then it's like, you know, them growing in learning and growing in education, you know, because as being an educator, we give out a lot, so especially with our mentor programs, I try to plant those seeds. And one thing that I do, I try to get down on a student's level or get on their level, then bring them up. Sometimes I gotta try to stay hip. They like, Mr. Rob, why you trying to learn the lingo? You saying it wrong, But hey, I'm trying to get there so I can bring you up to where you need to be. So just breaking generational patterns. My dad was going through some stuff when I was first having my kids and things. So, and I didn't judge my dad, and so I had to reach out to him, never judging. I just said, hey, Dad, I want you to see my children. These are your grandkids. And then when I started going through my tough time, going through my divorce, and my dad was there right there for me. So, just seeing, those patterns. And as I got older, like I felt like when I was a kid, my dad didn't talk much, but he was very short, just a man or don't do this, don't do that. My mom was to give you a speech, tell you how it is. And then, but as I got older, I started listening to my dad. My dad he's very quick, and I try to be straight to the point. And just like that, just give a quick nugget, okay, and then make you think about it, but make sure you listen though, because it might be the words, in there might be a little different. You might have to pick up that what he's saying. And with my dad to this day, I might call him right now. I talk to my dad more than I talk to my mom now. We'll have a long conversation, and he'll give me nuggets, bits and pieces, and things like that, which helped me. So, and I see my dad breaking generational curses himself, because he grew, and I saw him grow, and I grew, and we both grew together, and in our family, we gotten better, so that's one thing that I saw that helped.
I feel it. I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Quen, what about you? What helped you the most in breaking generational patterns?
What helped me the most is surrounding myself with the right people. So my mom and dad kept the negative people out of my circle and showed me how to pick the right people to model myself around. A mirror reflects a man's face, but who he truly is shown by the company he keeps. So being surrounded with old heads who gave me the right knowledge, the right advice, I was able to take bits and pieces of what they gave me and apply it to what I felt was right. So it was just a combination of trial and error. I don't always get it right, but I'm open to trying. So I think that's the difference. I'm not set in my ways. It's not my way or the highway. It's like, hey, we evolving.
Yes.
The same, we're not in the same. It's funny, like when my parents was growing up, it wasn't cell phones and stuff like that. And then now my kids got stuff that I didn't have. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting up there, so, but it just shows you that the world is constantly evolving. So we have to evolve with it. So just having people to allow me to do that and giving me the right advice has helped me to.
I love it. What about you, Dr. Thomas?
I would say what has helped me was I think I was getting at the end of college, didn't really read too many books or anything like that, but I remember one text that I read was The Miseducation of the Negro. And that book really stood out to me when it was talking about how you don't have to control a man's actions if you can control his thinking. And so for then, I made it my mission to be the owner of my thoughts and to make sure, just like what Sean was saying, is that I'm controlling the input that's going to my mind, and that to really have like an asset-based approach versus a limiting approach. And I think that I wouldn't say it's a generational pattern for me. It was an environmental pattern from just like the environment that I grew up in of excuse making or we're not allowed or whatever it may be. And so for me, I've really been conscious of making sure that I don't allow my mind or others to limit what I should be doing in life or what I can do in life.
I love it. So like with so here go. I was about to ask a question, but I better ask Charisma's question because that's my boss, guys, right there. Just so you guys know, that is my boss.
All right.
So she said, "What advice can you give to a man who needs help but may not know how to get it or afraid to get it?" So she transitioned us. So yes,
I'll say piggybacking on the topic that y'all was talking about earlier about going to see a therapist, I learned something interesting last night that I never thought about. You don't have to just see a therapist because something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go to the doctor just because we're sick. We go for a checkup or we go get a physical. Sometimes you got to be proactive.
Yeah.
Let's get it going before something happens. So it doesn't have to be something wrong with you. So I think that's a part of the problem. I'm not going to see a therapist. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. So let's erase the stigma that therapists are just there to fix you. Therapists are there to just give you the tools in case something happens. Now, if something is wrong, definitely go see a therapist. But I just don't want you to be afraid and think people going to think you weak or something wrong with you because you go see a therapist, because you don't have to have something wrong with you to go see a therapist. So that's what I would say. Go see a therapist just like you would go get a personal trainer at a gym. Right. It just make you better. I could train myself at the gym, but ain't nobody going to push you like that personal trainer going to push you. This is what they trained to do. So you're going to get better results. So if you want to go from good to great, go see a therapist.
Oh, yeah, that man talking. And it's crazy. That just came to my head. Sorry, my bad, Quen. But anyway,
you just tell the truth.
No, yeah, you was talking. Because it's crazy because this is a thing, and our babies like already have this ingrained in their head. I'm working with some kids now at a neighborhood center for during the summer camp, and the babies are saying, like, literally, like, only crazy people go to get to therapy. Like, how'd you learn this? Like, how do you know this? Like, I'm talking about 9, 10, 11-year-olds. So if we're talking at this age, like, the stigma's already there. Like, I don't feel like at 9 or 10, I think I knew what therapy was. Maybe I lived in a different era of time. Like, I don't feel like that was a thing. And I wouldn't have known that crazy people went to therapy at like 9 or 10. But like in the day that we're in now, the stigma is still relevant, it's still real. And it's something that has to literally be broken. And it goes back to that last question with the whole generational thing, because we have 4 fathers on here who, like, literally, we have that, well, you guys have that control in a sense. But like that's how real it is, because it's still out there, it's still relevant. Like the stigma of therapy, the stigma of getting help, the stigma of talking. Like the gentleman said earlier, like Black men on here talking openly about emotions, thoughts, and how you feel. Like we have to break that. Like in 2025, it needs to be broken. Life is too real right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, I thank you for this platform, because I think this is the start of it, seeing strong-minded Black men talking about it's okay to go to therapy. That'll help erase the negative stigmatism toward it. I think it's misinformation. So if you get the correct information, then you'll be able to do something with it. But if you're getting the wrong information and we're not checking that, we just like, oh, okay. And not saying nothing is just as bad as not doing nothing.
Yes.
If you see it, say it.
Yes.
You got to speak up. So we got to speak to our youth and let them know, hey, it's okay to seek help. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay. Nobody is perfect. We are human. So it's just going to take us telling them, and then them telling the next generation. It's supposed to get better each generation. So I have to do my part. We have to do our part. Yes. And I think being on this platform and being vulnerable and open is a good start.
I love it. Mikey, can you do me a favor and put Charisma's comment back up? Just so anybody else, what advice can you give to a man who needs help but may not know how to get it or afraid to get it?
Yeah, I would just go ahead, because I was talking about my down period in life, and one thing I was dealing with is because my peers, my close friends at the time, they were. I was going through a divorce. I had to move back home, live with my mom, start over my career and everything. So, having self-confidence, because a lot of times we look at our peers like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's making this amount of money, he's driving this car. But, no matter where you are in life, don't we are judgmental, but we judge ourselves a lot, and that's one thing we can't do. It's like, okay, all right, I might, and I talk about my boy Quen, like, hey, Quen's doing all these great things in life, and I'm like, dang, I wish I could be like Quen, but no, don't be down on yourself, but just tell them like, I'm going to be like Quen one day, because you got to turn that around, because you might see, other guys, but you just got to just have self-confidence within, build that within, and don't be afraid of what people think, because hey, you have one life. Once you get your therapy, you might be able to help somebody else. Because I know we were having that men talk last night, and just from some of the guys that was around there, we were all sharing, we were helping each other. Iron sharpening iron.
Yeah.
So that's what the thing we we're doing. So, and just like now, I'm listening. I wish I was able to take notes. I'm listening to some of these. Y'all saying, I'm like, hold on, I'm a note taker, so I'm like, I need to take this down. But that's it. Just having self-confidence and not judging yourself.
I love it. Dr. Thomas, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, the one thing I'll add to the latter part, we talk about afraid to get it. I would just say that I'm just trying to think of why. There's probably various reasons why people would be scared to get it, maybe judgment, whatever it may be. But the one thing that has helped me is just remembering that not everybody can handle the weight that we carry as individuals. And so we may have that friend group, but that friend group may not can handle the weight of whatever it is that you're going with. And so it's good sometimes, like what we talked about, comparing it to the personal trainer. I remember when I first started going to the gym, I was intimidated of the space because I didn't grow up working out. So just the space intimidated me, but having a personal trainer taught me how to navigate through that space. And the same thing with having people connect in the mental health space is that sometimes we put too much weight on our friends, on our family members, where we need to get that professional help. And you don't have to tell everybody you're getting professional help. I don't tell everybody things I'm going through. I may tell you after. That's my vulnerability. I'll tell you after, but I'm not going to tell you while I'm in the process. That we don't need that vulnerability. So I would just say there's nothing to be afraid of. Get the help because the other option is just to stay the way you are. And that's, in my opinion, would be a worse option, to stay in an unhealthy space, to stay with unhealthy emotions, unhealthy thought patterns, where you can get the help and to live a better life.
I definitely love that. I love it. Sean, you always got a bit of wisdom. I don't want to leave you out. So do you have anything from that question?
No man is an island. No one is an island. I mean, we need each other at the end of the day. So if you're feeling isolated and alone and afraid to reach out to seek help, just know that you're not here alone. We're supposed to go out and seek help. We're supposed to find someone and find a therapist that's out there that can support us. It's a necessity. We're supposed to do it. So if you're starting to feel like you're afraid or anything like that, is make it as simple as, I need to eat to survive. I need to seek help to survive. It's the same approach.
I love it. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was a great question, Charisma. I'm not saying that just because of who you are. That was a great question. Great question. That was a plug, a low-key plug. But anyway, this will be the last question that I will ask before we drop those nuggets. But advice. It says, what advice would you give to young men? And I'm assuming we're just going to cap it at young men because we're men. But I want to just say to young people, because our young people as a whole need to be affected. But what advice do we have for our young people today? I'll say, Dr. Thomas, if you want to, I'll just throw somebody out there.
Yeah. So the advice I would give to young people would just to remember that you are becoming, to not carry the weight that you have to be perfect, you have to perform. We are all in a space of becoming. So give yourself grace to just become the best version of yourself. And even as you mess up along the way, get right back up. We have all made mistakes, whether we admit it or not. But my best advice would just be, just remember you're in a process of becoming great. And you never get to a place of mastery. I'm as an adult, 40, still becoming. Mm-hmm. And so just remember that.
Yeah, I love it. What about you, James? You got advice for our young people?
Yeah, I would say for young people to always to internalize. Take some moments to think about how you feeling, your state of being, what's going on in your life, and then sometimes you know some people's emotions can get on your emotions, and then you're like, why am I feeling this way? Why does it, what triggered me? Always, take some time. Sometimes, with me, when interview questions, I always have time to take some time to think. So it's always give yourself a moment to think, some time to process. Somebody say, hey, somebody's upset with you, or you're going through something with a friend or family or whatever, a thing at work. Say, hey, give me a moment, let me think about that, and I'll get back to you. So I always say, take some time, always for yourself, especially if you don't know, you don't want to say the wrong things too, so.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I know you said you like taking notes. Mentally, I just took that note because I need that for myself. So I'm gonna hold on to that.
I was preaching to myself too.
Yeah, that's me. I definitely need that. I definitely need that.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean? What advice do you have for our young people?
I say be kind to yourself. Be gentle. When you're going through something, you're going through a struggle. Just like you want to give advice to someone who's struggling, well, look at yourself that same way and use that same kindness towards yourself. I think we're taught to always look out for others, but we have to remember to look out for ourselves and be kind and gentle and not be so critical of ourselves when we make errors. Like Dr. Thomas said, you're going to make mistakes. They're inevitable, but be kind. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself and know that whatever challenge you have is going to be okay.
I love that. Quen.
I would tell the young people, think with a question in mind. Be inquisitive. Be curious. Ask questions. Don't take everything at face value. As I said earlier, sometimes you get misinformation because you take the first thing you hear and you run with it. I had to go to the library to get information. Now you could just go on your phone, and look for stuff. So definitely, seek out answers. Don't just take everything how it's given to you. I think, when you think with a question in mind, you tend to find better results. So that would be my advice to the young people. Do ask questions.
I love that. I love it. It's I tend to be here we go. So every time I get ready to say something, can you put that back up, please? It said to be available and listen, learn from one another, make and take the time for one another. Coffee and tea are relatively inexpensive. I love it. That's truth. It's facts. Somebody said it earlier, and I think I'm going in the same line. The iron sharpens iron. So getting together with those who you can break bread with and have real conversation, that's needed, definitely for us men. And for those who don't think they need it, try it and see how powerful of it. Like, even if you're against it, try it and see how it works. I was going back to that youth thing though, because I'm considering. I just told my friends like a couple of weeks ago. At my age, I want to be a change agent. I feel like the world needs change agents, and the scary thing is what me starting to work with these younger kids today, because I'm not into like the education system. I believe in being effective, like to help change. But I'm not one that will want to work with children. I'm not. I've never exclaimed to be someone who wants to work with children. So shout out to you, Dr. Thomas, and all
Give me
those.
time, I'll recruit you. Give me time, I'll recruit you.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. More power to you. More power to you. But it's needed though. It's so needed. It's so needed. And I'm seeing I've only been doing this like 2 weeks now, and I can see like even them opening up, like getting comfortable. Because it was at first it was like wall up, like I don't know you, who are you? And but it's I don't want to use this word, but it's scary because these are our future. And it's even more real for me because the children that I'm working with are old enough to be my child. So it's like this could have been my child, or this could be my child. And it's but we have to be like agents, change agents. We have that power because if we don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it. Definitely for our children. So I don't know why I said that, but I just felt the need to say that because but it's needed. It's definitely needed. So shout out to you guys who are working with children. And well, y'all technically all are because you have children in your homes. So shout out to y'all because it's that's that's weight right there. That's weight. That's even more reason to have brotherhood therapy and all that stuff because that's a lot of weight right there. So shout out to you guys. I do want to ask you guys to drop that nugget. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's a great advice. Great advice. But drop that gem, that nugget of motivation to get us until next week. Quen, I'm just gonna start with you. Something that we can chew on.
Do what you love and the money will follow.
Amen.
I see people looking at dollar signs when they thinking about picking a career or going for a promotion. Money isn't everything.
Mhm.
If you lean in your purpose, the money will come. Happiness can't be brought.
Mm.
So make sure you do something that changes the world, that fulfills you inside personally, and the rest to take care of itself.
I love it. I love it. James, what about you?
Yeah. So I usually do this same for my students. It's called Rob's Word. They call me Mr. Rob. So I tell them, if you say you can't, you won't. But if you say you can, you will. So you might not eventually get it, but we go through the process. Self-talk. Always speaking good things. I always say, all right, I got this. I can do this. So, but if you say you can't, you probably won't. And if you say you can, you definitely will.
Mm. I love that. I love that. I wonder. Yeah, she was able to get it. I was about to say. I wonder was she able to catch that. That's good. That's good stuff. Dr. Thomas, what you got for us?
I would say that in the last couple of years, I've been in a space with working with a lot of people and knowing a lot of people who experience in professional burnout. And so the wisdom I would give to people is that you have to minimize those things that drain you and maximize those things that refuel you. And so that would be the wisdom I would give to somebody.
I like that.
That's good. That's good. And last but not least, Dr. It's like I'm just playing Sean. Go ahead.
Just love yourself, and whatever you want to do in life, just do it. If you think it, then it already happened. Just make it come to fruition.
I love it. I love it. I thank you guys so much. It was a task for Mikey because I won't say I had to do it, but it was a task for Mikey to collect you guys to get you on the same platform. I thank you on behalf of Poppy's Therapeutic Corner. We thank you guys for taking the time out to have this conversation, and it's good because I've heard it several times on this evening that we're having this conversation even outside of this platform. So we have to take it outside of here. In our circle, friendship circles, apparently our fraternity circles, because it sounds like everybody on here except me and Dr. Thomas, because everybody else everybody else shouting out stuff. But, so it's okay. It's okay. The bros are on here apparently. I'm just gonna call y'all my brothers. I can't say bros. My brothers are on here. Like Lotus went. But no, I'm just glad that y'all were able to take some time out. I know y'all have busy schedules. We appreciate y'all. Hopefully this conversation can help somebody, encourage somebody, motivate somebody. That's the whole purpose. So again, thank y'all. If y'all were watching, share the video. Let somebody know that this conversation happened on this evening. Again, we're here every Wednesday at 6:30 having these type of conversations with real people who live in real life. So y'all join us, share, like the Facebook page. Thank y'all again. That everybody's saying good job. And then I'm assuming that's some like fraternity thing because I'm gonna let this thing go here now. I'm gonna let it go. But thank y'all again, y'all. We're here next Wednesday, 6:30. Join us. We'll see y'all next week. Be blessed.